So today I promised that I'll be coming up with how to achieve a unique turban base. So the focus of this particular training is on turban base, how to achieve a unique turban base. There are some turban base that when you see it, you will argue that it is tied. So that's the type of turban base that we want to make today. The turban base that when you see it, you will argue that it is tied. All right, it's not, and sometimes you cannot even achieve that turban base with sewing. You cannot sew it on your machine. So that's why I want to show you quickly how we can achieve something like that, so that maybe the next time somebody is presenting such challenges to you or such a design, you cannot say no, it will not be like this. So it will. All right, so quickly I will take the camera down so that you can see. I don't want to forget to say thank you to all the persons. I don't want to forget to say thank you to all the persons that sent me gifts on my last video. I'm so grateful. Wow, I was so surprised to receive your gift. I just got notification from uh, Gmail that I have some super thank you and all of that. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, because it's one thing to do something, it's another thing to know that people actually appreciate what you are doing. So the fact that I was actually receiving gifts from you, thank you very much. I'm humbled. Thank you very much for all the super thanks and all of it. I am grateful. Thank you. So I'm going to hold the camera down a little so that we'll just start with the process of what we're supposed to do today. I hope to be fast, but you know that when you are teaching, it might not be as fast as when you are working. So please, you have to bear with me. But I promise that the class, you will like it, especially if you are producing. All right, so let me take it down. Okay, so I'll start with my dummy. I'll have my dummy on my leg, and then I will explain all I have that I want to work with. This part, this part, I'll be using this part for the base. I'll use this part for the base. The way I'm creating the base is going to be in two different ways. Can this door be closed? That the close it. Yeah. So it's going to be in two different ways. So this is about 37. This 37 by, I hope you can hear me. 37 by 12. This is 12. 12. 37. All right, then, and again I have sewn it. I have turned the edges, because when you are doing this base you have to prepare a lot of things down. Then this is the one for the main base. I told you that I will be using two separate materials for the base. So this is the one for the main base, and the part I will be using to round the edge is what I want to measure now, is 40. The part that will go around the edge is 40. And then for this part I think I have almost 40, but it's not up to. So I think this should just be like 30. Okay, I have 33. 33, and that was after I have turned it. So you can see I have turned. All right, so we are going to start right away. Let me move close. Can't zoom. All right, so I'm going to, this part I did not end this part, because it's going to be at the down where you are supposed to add the handle. All right, so you don't need to hem it. So let's go ahead. We are going to create our fold first. You can just start by coming from the back and creating the fold. or taking it from the front and creating the fold. So let's take it from the front. It's just to help us arrange it properly. Eh? So the first thing we take in our fold, this is not really too important because by the time we are turning it again, we are still going to rearrange, but at least let's just go with this first. So we take our fold. I believe that if you're already producing before, you will know how to take your food, but if not, then you have to learn. All right, so this one, like I said, is not for any purpose. We are just going to take it and turn it over like this. So can I get needle, please? So when I turn it over, I'm just going to pick my arrangement like this. Coming, coming, I'm coming. So I'm just going to pick. I'll look for how to hold this one. So that's why I pressed it with my leg. Then I will use this. Don't worry, I'm coming. I'll take the needle, not now. Sit down. So I'll use this. I'm going to pick all. Hmm? But don't forget, I said we are creating base. It's base, oh. uh So that's why I said a unique base. This type of base is not usually common, all right? Because one, it takes a lot of fiber. You heard when I said just now that this is 40, this is 40 by 37. Well, I am supposed to apply glue as I walk. So I'm supposed to be applying glue as I walk because we are supposed to keep it in that position. So you can use hot glue or you can use this glue. It's going to stick it together. So I will be applying glue now. Help me to remove this up. Just pull it, pull it. We are not going to apply the glue to the very uh, bottom because we will be cutting that part. So just take it to some extent and it's okay. All right. You can use hot glue. We don't sew this base. This is how I do my own. This is how I do it. And I only do it for unique people. So if you have questions, ask me. If you have any questions, ask. You can say I'm not going too much to the back with it. Eh? So you don't need to go too far with it. Alright? Just come like this. And then take the next fold. It's something you do carefully anyway. Because if you are not careful, you are going to stain it. So like I said when I started, I said this base, we don't sew it. Your machine cannot sew it. Your machine cannot gather base like this. Alright? Don't go to the final back, but move a little. And it's risky using this base. Very risky. Why? If you are not sure of what you are doing and you use it, your material will be condemned straight up. So you try to make sure that everything you are doing, and that's why I like working with the liquid glue instead of hot glue. You know hot glue now. Once you just call the name, it will answer. But the liquid glue, you can still adjust a little compared to the hot glue. So that's why I prefer, and any liquid glue can do it. UHU, um, E7000, E6000, any liquid glue can do it. I don't use Evo stick for this type of production. So if you want to try it, you can, but I don't know if it's okay. All right. Can you see what I'm doing, or you want me to turn? Please hold it for me. Let me try. I don't know if they are seeing it better like this. I think it's better like this. Huh? So let's continue. So you place it on the part where you know that the next one will be folding on. Woman, please sit close to me so that you can be holding the glue for me. It's okay, you can stay there. Don't. So the reason why we are not going to glue it to the very, remember I'm still holding this place down. This place. I'm holding it down. Hmm? It's a unique turban base. That is a different way you can achieve your turban base, and people will like argue to the very last that you tied it. All right, but it consumes material, so somebody should not just come and give you 1 yard and you want to do this. Before you can do this, at least be sure you have up to 1.5 yard of your fabric. All right, be sure you have up to 1.5 yard, 1.5. So you can see what I am doing, just ranging. It takes time a little. Don't know how I can be fast. They don't fast forward this one. If not, with this explanation, should have gotten what I'm saying. All right, but I have to do it like this time. There is nothing like behind the scene. No behind the scene here. Everything is here. We are doing it here. No behind the scene. Right? So we keep going. If you decide to use hot glue, it's not bad though, but you must be 100% careful. Oh. You must be careful. If you have any questions, you can ask, or you want to wait to the end of the video. It's all right. You can use it for a straight base, you can use it for a cross base, but mostly I normally use it for cross base. I don't use it for straight. But if they need be, yeah, why not? I use it for a straight base. So you know that this liquid glue takes its time. It takes time to like fix. Unlike the hot glue, it takes time to settle. So I'm using 40 inches. That's the part I'm using to wrap, by 37 or what? That 33, yeah, 33. So if you really want to achieve results, you need a little bit of material, right? If not, the rising of the pleat, you will not be able to get it. And don't jump any part. Don't do without applying the glue to all your parts, all your pleats, all right? You must apply it to all your pleats, all. Don't say this one will hold this one, no. All your pleats, okay? So we're almost at the end of this very one. So This is finished. So we are just going to, it will stick on its own. It will stick so long you have applied. All right, so we have this like this. You know that I did not apply to this side, right? It's not like we are not going to apply it, but you must have, you should be very sure of what you are doing before you apply to the last part, because we are still going to use the last part to do the final arrangement before we add the handle. So for this part now, can I get needle? Needle. I was just looking for ordinary needle. So we just hold it down and come to this side. Just hope I have not bent this my work. I have. Hold it. I'll come. I didn't take note of when this part was pulling, so I have to take it back a little. That's why we have to use a liquid glue. If you use hot glue now, you cannot do this adjustment I am doing. I was busy talking. Come on, mama. Just help me. That neck can feel. I need to readjust this piece. The glue will touch you, so be careful. I don't adjust it if you want to. Let me have the glue. God forbid that I use hot glue now. What would have happened? Because I was not really looking till I pack the top. Come and put hand here for me, please. Just put your hand. So we are going to pick it from the back. Come in. Is it not too far from you? Pull your shape, please. Okay. So you see why I say don't use hot glue. Even me sometimes now. I talk and talk now and I've forgotten. Hold it. Needle. So I need to stop this so that it will not pull and reduce the. So we are going to cross now. Remove your hand. We are going to cross. You can shift this as far as you want for your V, right? So I have moved in with the same level, the folded part I have. Then I would like to use hot glue to stop this, right? So I want to stop this. It's not like this glue cannot, but the hot glue will stop it immediately for me, alright? So can I still have needle so that I can stop this? So I'm coming, I'm going to turn so that you see what's happening to this other side. I don't know how to turn again. All right, so we are going to start with the application of glue again. We fold. So let me have my glue. I don't use hot glue, please. I don't. The only place I use it is where you are seeing now. If not, I don't. Because when you make any mistake, give me, you cannot correct it. Oh. So what we are doing is just, I hope you can see me, is just to make sure that we keep the pleats on that position, and when we are done with this masterpiece, you are not afraid that your pleat will get scattered at any point. So the moment we are through now, this liquid glue will be drying up. And of course, don't be afraid, it does not cause any stain. It does not. You know it's a liquid glue now. It does not. You just have to be careful. The only type of fabric you work with when you are using this liquid glue that you need to really be careful is black. Like for these colors I'm working on now, does not have any effect. You will not see a trace. Even you saw when I made mistake here and I had to lose, you will not see a trace. If it's for black, okay, you can say be more careful. But for hot glue, every color is at risk, you know. So, so we are still picking it. Don't mind this part now. When we are through, I will cut the back and arrange it. So we'll be getting our V out like this instead of the flat normal V that you know, right? You have to stay to the very end because you have to see how to attach the cover, because we are going to cover it, right? It's a cap, it's not gele. It's a cap, it's not gele. So I think it might interest you to know how to finish it up, add your handle, cover the back and all of that. All right. So remember here, there's no behind the scene. So that's why you have to be patient. We're almost through. Once we are done folding the base, we are over like 60% gone. So be a little bit patient. But you can hear me, isn't it? Hope everyone can hear me. Hmm? So are you seeing it? You are seeing how it's coming out. Do you see the base? Huh? Yeah. So this base is not sewn but glued. We are taking Turban and Auto Gele to the next level. Off it. Off it. I don't want to use it. Alright, so we are done. We are done with this. We are done with this. We have placed it already. Remove our glue. So I will start by tacking this place down. I'll tack it down. Middle. Middle and through. I don't like it when the needle is too long. You know. Told you it will time. So just hold it to be sure that it's well protected. We'll go ahead and hold the other side. All right. So scissors, scissors. So we are going to tag this side down. We are going to cut off these excesses here. Oh. We are going to cut it off, right? We'll soon be through. A little bit of patience. I'm not going to style the turban, but at least you should be able to see. You should be able to see it and know how to arrange it. So we'll come to this back. Remember that this back here now, we did not. I pinned it down with it. Yes. So it's not separated yet. So we're coming to separate it now. We're coming to separate. So let me pin here down. Okay. So we'll cut it from the middle. We'll cut it from the middle. You can use this for ashoke as well. Right? So when we cut, we are going to rearrange. Okay, let me do it like this. We are going to rearrange it like this. Remember, I said don't extend your glue too much. If you do now, you will not be able to do what I am doing. So we'll place it like this. So at this point now, you can glue now. That is, you can do a final arrangement. But when you glue, me, I'm even going to use hot glue. When you glue, don't glue to the tip. If not, remember now, hot glue will not allow you to sew. Right? So at this point, we are going to glue. We are going to arrange it line by line, use the glue to put it in place, but we are going to ensure that the part that we will need to add the handle to is free, like this. So now we are starting. I'm using my hot glue. This thing not dey close to me reach. Get me candle, 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 candle. um just leave a little part like this. So this is the final arrangement I'm doing before we cover. Shit, don't allow this thing to pour my body, oh please, oh. To just peel my skin straight. Hold it. Don't press anything on it. Don't press this thing, oh, please, oh. Please and please, oh. Don't carry this in your face, man. You know they help peel my skin. Don't tell like this. So this part is finally arranged, ready to be covered. This part is ready to be covered. This part is ready to be covered, but this part is not ready. So you can see that this part is no longer separated and it's well arranged. So at this point, we are going to hold it down. So the length we need here, it's not more than this. We don't need more than this. So we just hold it down here. Remember, you need to add handle from a point where when you tie, the base will be fitted there. So to the left, to the right, if you can just get 8 inches from the midpoint, it's okay. Even 7, it's okay. You don't need to go too far. So this is the first one. Give me scissors. This thing will pop for my body, oh. So this is ready. We are just going to pin it down. Then we are going to do the second part now. The same process. Hold this one. So we have both sides ready now. So I'm just going to once again hold this one down. Just we are still going to lose this sewing, so that's why you see that I don't really mind where I'm sewing it on. Can I get ordinary needle? Needle without thread. Needle without thread. Okay, so this is ready. There's another part I showed you from the beginning and I said it is part of the base. So I'm going to introduce it now. Is this? Hmm? So this is the base. This is the original base. So we are going to have this on top. So to get this on top, I'll just fold it into two. I've known the middle. I'll use it to face myself like this. And then I'll sew it on top. I'll sew it like this. But before I'll sew it, I'll first of all apply my glue. Give me the liquid glue. Drop this thing, drop this thing. Off it. So I'm just going to apply the liquid glue all over it. But I'll still sew it so that you don't. I've known the middle now. Remember, I held this thing down before. Can I get plier to pull this? Okay, don't worry. So I'm just going to place it like this. It's not going to stick immediately because liquid glue, they are not fast with that. But if you use hot glue, which will stick almost immediately, you will not be able to sew. So whatever has an advantage has a disadvantage. So we are going to sew. You can start from any part, but me, I normally start from my midpoint. I start to sew from the middle. When I'm done sewing, if it has not stick properly, then I can go ahead and use the hot glue. If not, I'm very okay with this. So we are going to stop from the point where we already agreed that the base should stop from each point. So you don't need to like sew it from here down now. You just stop where we stopped there down. So we'll start again from this middle. Just sewing it, sew it against the existing pleat. All right, let's sew it on. So Okay, because I removed the needle holding it down, so it's not moving. You need to hold it down. All right, trying as much as possible to be fast so that our tutorials can be fast. All right, can I get another needle and thread, please? Pierce it to the seat. Pierce it to the seat. So I have successfully sewn. Then we'll turn it over now. So you can see when we turn it over, do you see how it looks? It's like I'm too close to this thing. I think it's better. All right. So you see, when we turn it over, this is how we look. Then we are going to pleat this on top of it again. So we are going to create pleat with this again. Oh, why now? Look at what you did. They are containing the other cans. Oh, there's nothing you can do about it. Just leave it. Yeah, hold it like this. Drop that one. Move closer. Move closer like this. All right. So we are going to take this on top of this like this. Hmm? Like just dropping it on top of this to create like another. Uh, so you can agree with me now that there is no way you can do this using your sewing machine. It's not possible. Your sewing machine cannot be thick enough to start climbing this. No, no. Hold this thing now. What is it? So I didn't pierce it down. I didn't hold it down. That's why it's moving. I'm going to look for a way to hold it down. Let's hold it down a little. So we'll continue. Just blow it on top. Blow it. I don't like using hot glue for this, but so that it will be fast. That's why I'm using it now. I don't like using it. So this is still part of the base. This is the base. So this is the base. Oh, this is the base I wanted to show you. If you like it, just give me a thumbs up. That's okay. Give me a thumbs up to let me know that yeah, you like it. We can use it for auto gele, so which means you can use your ashoke and still do this type of work. Just be ready that it's going to waste a lot of ashoke. Ensure that work you are going to use it for, you should be ready with like 1.5 roll of ashoke. Alright, so the last part I will not like to use hot glue so that I can sew it. So if I use hot glue, I will not be able to sew. Give me the liquid glue off the hot glue. Alright, so here we are. We have achieved something. Yeah, so this is it. We are just going to sew this. We are going to add it to this. That is where our handle is stopped. Shit. Oh, what happened though? This thread is condemned though. I can't use it. Can't use it. Do another one. Do another one. Do another thread for me. So we are going to cut it off from here. We are going to cut this off. We are going to cut every extra part here off. We are going to cut here off. But I have to do a little work there before I cut it off. Because if you have a fabric that is losing, okay. There is the part I cut for the handle. Bring it. Let me just attach the handle so that they can see it. I cut about 10 inches. No, that's not it. It's on the floor. Check the floor. Check the floor. Floor. Yes, it's up to 2. I cut 2 different. So we are going to add the handle. So we cut off this part. I might not fix the second handle so that we don't waste much time. So we are going to fix handle here. So I'll be using this. So if you have, let me just say 5 by 10 is okay, or by 12. Hmm? What's the name of the glue, please? Okay, give me that glue. So this is it. We have UHN. This is the name of the glue I'm using, UHN. But I said UHU can do it. E7000 can do it. E6000 can do it. So I'm using this for the handle like I explained earlier. I'm trying to make a call because somebody is calling me. So I'm using this to do that. Look at me. Oh. I'll place it like this. Don't place it like this. It's wrong. If you have been doing like this before, it's wrong. Place it like this and then use it to wrap it. And she's not picking this call. Really. So, all right. So when you wrap it like this with so, see, Anna, she's not picking. And she will still keep calling me. So why I said your glue should not get to this part is because if it does, it will not, you will not be able to sew it. Scissors. Okay. So when you pull it back like this, you already have the handle. Yeah? So this part is prepared. When you tie, you have it smooth like this one. Tie it. So now let's cover. I will not fix handle for this side. I'll fix it after the video. Alright, so let's just cover. Get me the cover. I told you that I will cut this part. Okay, no wonder it's not done. I told you I will cut this part, but before I cut it, I'll do it like this. Eh? Like this and glue. So even if I'm cutting it, even if I'm cutting it, I will not just cut everything. I will cut and leave some parts eh, that I can fold so that it will be neat and then it will not be pulling thread like this. So that's what will happen there. So let me get the cover. Let me get the cover. Yes. So we are going to have it like this. So now this is the part I'm going to use to cover this turban. Already I padded with chest wording, so you can see I have my chest wording inside and then the material. The measurement I use is just say 28 by 14 is okay. You might not even need the whole of the 14 to close, but it becomes like this. Yeah. So this edge is what I'm going to be sewing to the turban, and this edge is going to be neat because already I've sewn it. So I'll just put it like this to face myself like this. To face myself, I have to make sure that it is equal on both sides, and this time it will exceed the part, this part. So we are going to leave this part like this because this part is going to drop at the back and create opening this part. All right, so we just place it and sew. You cannot sew with your machine, so when you are sewing, sew your own small small. Me, I'm going to be fast with my own. You dey not tie it, why now? So when you are sewing, sew your own very close. Sew it close. But my own, I will not sew it close because I'm just trying to get through with the video. Sew it very close and neat. Very close and neat. because that's the only sewing that the turban will get. And don't forget to also apply the liquid glue to the part that you are sewing. It has a way of helping it uh, stick properly, all right? So I'm just sewing this part very fast. So when we get to the part of the handle now, where we attach the handle, we stop. Don't do this before attaching your handle, please. If you do it, it means you will now start battling with what to do with this part. So we just stick it around this place and close. I will still lose this work. I'll still lose I'll still lose especially this thing. Alright. But that's why I said if you are doing your own, sew it very close. Don't follow my, you can see my own is just loose stitches. I'm doing that because I'm live and I'm trying to be fast with the video. So just make sure your own is very close. Very close. Use your hand to sew it like a sewing machine. It will be very neat and presentable, right? Remember, I did not attach handle to the other part because we are live and I don't want to waste your time. I just wanted to show you how to attach to one part. So now I am done sewing. When I sew, I will now lift it. Remember, you are supposed to attach glue, so it will help to like place it where you want, and then also stand as cover. So this is how it will look. Then this back, what we do next to it is that because of the way the turban is and the type of weight it carries, you will take it to your sewing machine. Two things that can happen to it. You know that when you want to sew it, you are supposed to sew it from the back. So please have this, have this. Oh ma, please have this, hold it. You are distracted. Oh. So you have it like this now. You have it like this. Yeah, you have it like this. So this part, you are supposed to sew it, but when you want to sew it, your sewing should be that it is sewn like this. All right. So if you have industrial machine, you would be able to sew. Just place it and run it and then come to the edge if you have industrial machine. But I know that the other machine might not really be able to sew it too well. But if you have industrial machine, yes, you can sew. So look at it on my leg. So if you have industrial machine, you just take your back and then sew it, give opening. Eh? So but for now, I'm going to use needle and thread to just do it. So two ways. If you don't have industrial machine, it's not a problem. Does not mean you cannot do this style. All you need to do is that you are not going to be able to sew it with the machine comfortably. So you might not need to sew. You might just need to do this and loose stitches that I'm about to do now, right? So we do the loose stitches. So we go. So even without sewing, your loose stitches can take care of it, but you can sew it. So that the only part that you cannot sew, they are the parts that I've shown you now, which is which has to do with the main base. So now you can just pull it together. Shit, it's red. Eh? No, that one is on the. So we get our back like this without sewing. There is a part we are supposed to take care of that I have not taken care of, so it's going to give me small challenge. This back now, coming. This back is supposed to be inside. So finally, the next thing you will do is to just a single thread can do this final work. Just one tacking can just do it. So you place this place and this place together, and then you take your needle and thread to pass through it. So that will help you to keep it in place so that whatever thing, like now I can see that most of, especially the part I use liquid glue now, they've not really stick properly. So by the time I'm finalizing, I'll still be checking through to see any part that is not properly sticked, and then I'll use the hot glue, or I can decide to still use the liquid glue and allow it to dry. So the reason it's breaking is because I did not allow it to dry. I've been working on it. Normally when I glue my base like this, it's like when you set cement and allow to dry, that's the process. So when I glue my base using the liquid glue and I'm very satisfied with where it is, I will just allow it to dry for some time before I come over and start working on it. So let me have the dummy, or let me have the black dummy. Let me have the black dummy before I come over and start working on it. But when I'm not able to do that, like I'm doing teaching now, I will have some, yes, I will have some challenges with it, but you can see it. So let me put it on the model. So, so these are the part I said the glue did not really hold down, so I will still need to work on it because I did not set it. So this is the turban front, this is the turban back. We use it for both ashoke. I have not fixed this. I have not fixed the handle, so the handle is a little bit heavy on this side, but I can manage, right? So we have it like this. This is the turban. So it has opening on the back that will allow it to sit on the head. And then you can collapse it like this. Collapse it. So when you are placing your design now, when you are placing your design, it's you that will use your design to like map out, like you see me mapping out now, the beginning. Normally the beginning of your tying should be like from your ear, should be from your ear. So when you are placing your design, you place your cap to map out your beginning, to map out your end like this. And then whatever design, can be ruffles, it can be ruffles that you want to have on top. Any other design that you want to have on top can go on top of it. So I'm not placing this at the middle now. For this particular one, we don't sew it with glue. You arrange and glue. Okay. So my loose stitches were too big, so it's opening. All right. So don't do my long work. So we close it and we are done. This is it. This is it. This base is a different base. Different. We use it for Auto Gele, use it for turban. So when you see it, you practically will want to say no, it's tight, because you know you cannot sew this. You want to argue that it's tight, but you can actually do it without having to tie it. All right. So this is how it looks. So on your own, when you are doing your own, you might decide that, oh, what creative ends use is too plenty, too much. So I used 40 by 33. You can do like 40 by 25, it will be okay. All right. So then you might not have so much pleat. And then optional, if you do not want to step, don't want to step anything on top, you want to use it directly from the V, without having the second lap, you can have it like that. And then secondly, or is thirdly now, if you just want a straight base like this too, you can have it without having to cross it, and at the end you just have a very unique delivery. I use it for turban, I use it for Auto Gele. So thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, I say thank you to all the persons that gave me, is it a super thank you gift? Thank you very much. I truly appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. So we are done for today's class. I'll see you in my next video, and I will also let you know when next I'll be coming up live. So for now, it's bye from my end. Bye.